Hi friends, welcome to Educate 247. So we are continuing our series on Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. So in this session in this series we have actually covered 4 sessions. So if you are watching this for the first time, I request you to first go through all 4 sessions so that you could get a better clarity for this session. So the link is actually mentioned in the description of the video. Also, if you are new to our channel, I request you to click on the subscribe button to get tuned to the amazing MBA related content on our Educate 247 channel. So, in this video, we'll be actually covering the session 5 of the Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. So, we'll actually be discussing the 10 words. Along with that, we'll also be having a assessment exercise to actually test what we had learned in this session. So let's begin. So this will be the basically the root words on which our 10 words will be based on. So let's discuss it one by one. So our first word here is paidios, which means child. Next word is a suffix which is logi, which means study. Next again is a suffix which is in ICS, which means a branch of science. So I could give a simple example, it's physics. So physics is basically a branch of science, so it's ending with ICS. Next we have is gauge, which means to lead. Next is demos, which means people. Next is patchy, which means thick. Next is hypos, which means under. Next EPI, which is again outer layer. It's actually a prefix now, if you see. Now titis, again it's a suffix. So this is means disease. Metron means measurement. Opto means eye. And derma means skin. So let's begin. Let's look at the words now. So this will be the 10 words here. So let's start discussing their meanings one by one. So the first word here we have is dermatitis. So dermatitis will basically be skin from derma, this part, and titis was relating to disease. So it's basically dermatitis is also known as eczema, is a group of diseases that result in inflammation of skin. So inflammation means actually to boil up or grow up, you could say. So now optometrist. So optometrist, if you see here, so opto is basically relating to eye and metrist is measurement. So if you see, optometrist is a person who, so if you see here the IST again part, so it will be referring to an expert or study. So a person who actually practices optometry. So what is optometry? So it's basically measuring eyesight, prescribing corrective lenses and detecting the eye diseases. So when you actually go to a optics, there we have the optometrist present. And there is another one who is optician. So optician will be actually the one who prescribes you the lenses, and the optometrist will be one who actually tests your eyesight or corrective lenses. Next we have is pediatrics. Pediatrics is actually, if you see, ICS refers to a branch of science and pedia means children. So children, the science studying children. So it's basically the branch of medicine dealing with children and their diseases. Next we have is pedagogue. Pedia means children and gauge means to lead. So pedagogue is the method and practice of teaching, especially to as academic subjects or theoretical concepts. So you could just refer to your school teacher who would actually lead you or teach you the academic concepts. So she teaches the academic concepts to children. Next we have is demagogy. So it's demos, so it's people, and goji again means to lead. So demagogy is political activity or practice that seeks support by appealing to the desires and prejudices of the ordinary people. So it's basically the before elections there are misleading speeches by political leaders to actually promise people with 24 hours water or some another means they are actually trying to appeal with the desires and prejudices of ordinary people and try to gain their votes. Next is dermatology. So logy is study and derma you know is skin. So it's basically going to be a study of skin disease maybe. So branch of medicine concerned with diagnosis and treatment of skin disorders. So let's move to our next word now. So it's taxidermy. So taxidermy, so nothing is relating to your taxi here. Basically it's dermy and taxi here basically refers to stuffing. So if you could here see here, the art of preparing, stuffing or mounting the skin of animals with lifelike effects. So you must have visited some museums or you may even have those show pieces where actually the leather or the skin of animals is used to actually create those artifacts. So they are actually stuffed or mounted and the artifact is prepared. So the one who does that art is basically referred as taxidermy, and one who will do it will be termed as a taxidermist. Next we have is hypodermic. So hypo means underneath basically and dermic is skin, so under skin. So this is basically a relating region immediately beneath the skin. So it's a layer of skin basically beneath our outer skin. So let's move to our next part. Next is epidermis. Now epi will actually be above and dermis is again skin. So basically this will be the outer layer. So the surface of epithelium of skin overlying the dermis. So dermis was skin and overlying means the outer layer. Next is pachydermy. Patchy, if you remember in the root words, it was thick and dermy is skin. So pachydermy will be a very large mammal with thick skin, especially an elephant, rhinoceros, hippopotamus, or even crocodiles you can take. So they have a very thick skin which is very difficult to penetrate. So it will be termed as a pachydermy. Now we will move to exercises. We have actually completed discussing the words. So the first exercise is match the following here. So we have actually the 7 words in which few words you'll just see that they are actually from session 4. So first word we have is gynecology. So gynecology was basically relating to the study of women diseases. So here we have one. Next is obstetrics, was relating to delivery of pregnant women. So if you see here C option, so it actually talks about the delivery of newborn infants. Next we have is pediatrics, which is relating to the children. So if you see specialist dealing with the treatment of children. Next is pedagogy. So pedagogy is basically teaching, the principle of teaching. Next is demagoguery. So demagoguery was basically fooling the people. So it was stirring up on the discontent of masses. So this is 5. Next is dermatology, which was study of skin diseases. So this is 6. Next is taxidermy, which was stuffing of skin animals. So this will be 7. The next exercise we have here is again a match the column. If you see now here we have 7 words and again so here first is hypodermic. So hypodermic was basically underneath the skin. So it was the under the skin. So it's 1 year. Next is epidermis. Now this was opposite. This was the outer layer of the skin if you remember. So second. Third is pachydermy. Pachydermy was thick skin. So basically the skin of elephants, rhinoceros, crocodiles or hippopotamus. Dermatitis. Dermatitis was a skin disease where inflammation of skin was to occur. Next is ophthalmologist was a eye doctor. This is actually from session 5 if you remember. Opthal means eye and logist was the doctor. So this is basically going to be 5. Next is optometrist, which is actually from today's session. So he is actually one who measures the vision. So he will be 6. And the final, if you remember, I discussed the optician. He is actually one who gives you the lenses, or he is the lens grinder for you. So this will be 7. So if you see, these 3 words could actually create confusion for you. So you have to remember that ophthalmologist is actually the eye doctor. Optometrist is actually the one who measures your vision, and the third one is the lens grinder for you, who actually searches spectacles or lenses. Next we have is the yes or no. You have to just reply yes or no for this 11 statements. So do a treatise on obstetrics deal with childbirth? Yes, definitely obstetrics actually deals with childbirth, so I'll say yes. Next, does gynecology deal with female reproductive organs? Definitely yes. Pediatrics is concerned with people of old age? No. So I'll just mark no because he is relating to children. Does pedagogy refer to teaching? Definitely it's referring to teaching because it's the teachers who teaches. Is pedagogy an expert teacher? Not necessarily he may be an expert teacher, but it's a basic skill required. Is demagogy interested in welfare of people? Definitely not, because they actually cheat people. Is lion a pachydermy? Again, no. He doesn't have that kind of thick skin which is difficult to penetrate, so no. Next, is epidermis one of the layer of skin? Yes, it is the outer layer of the skin. Is dermatitis an inflammation of one of the limbs? So limbs, it's actually relating to skin. So no. Is taxidermist a medical practitioner? As I mentioned, taxidermy was related to stuffed artifacts and he is not a medical practitioner, so no. Next is an optometrist a medical doctor? So optometrist is medical doctor or ophthalmologist? So ophthalmologist is the medical doctor if you remember. Optometrics deal with the looking at testing your vision. So I'll just say mark here no. So that's all. We have actually completed the discussing the meaning of words and also our exercise. So I hope you have understood all the words discussed in the session and also you are clear with the exercises. If you have any queries, you can just mention it in our comment section. Also, if you have liked this video, I request you to click the like button and share this video as much as possible. Also, I'll request you to subscribe the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. So, thank you and have a nice day.